Ladies and gentlemen, today we're diving into the transformative power of self-awareness and the choices we make every single day. If you truly wish to become a better version of yourself, one of the first steps is identifying and letting go of behaviors that hold you back. Here are 7 behaviors you must avoid to pave the way for a brighter, better you. Procrastination is the thief of time and opportunities. Every time you delay, you lose momentum, confidence, and the chance to grow. Imagine your dreams as seeds. If you procrastinate, you're leaving them in a box instead of planting them in fertile soil. Start now, even if the steps are small. Over time, consistent action becomes unstoppable progress. Complaining may feel like a release, but it traps you in a cycle of helplessness. Negativity clouds your vision, making opportunities invisible and obstacles insurmountable. Instead of complaining, cultivate a mindset of gratitude. Every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. Shift your focus and watch how life transforms. Comparison is the ultimate joy killer. When you compare your journey to someone else's, you rob yourself of peace and progress. Remember, everyone's path is unique, and comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 is not fair to you. Celebrate your own victories, no matter how small. Carrying grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It doesn't harm them, it harms you. Forgiveness isn't about letting others off the hook, it's about freeing yourself. Let go of past wrongs and give yourself the gift of peace. Fear of failure paralyzes growth and potential. Many great achievements are born from numerous failures. Failing means you're trying, learning, and evolving. Shift your mindset. Failure isn't the end, it's the beginning of wisdom. When your self-worth depends on others' approval, you're handing them the keys to your happiness. You'll never please everyone, so focus on aligning your actions with your own values and principles. True confidence comes from within. Dwelling on the past keeps you stuck. Obsessing about the future fills you with anxiety. The only moment you truly have is now. Make it count. By being present, you'll make better decisions and find deeper fulfillment in every experience. Procrastination is often seen as harmless, but it's one of the most insidious behaviors that can hinder your personal growth and success. It's easy to convince yourself that you'll start tomorrow, next week, or when the right time comes. But let me tell you this. The perfect moment never arrives. Time doesn't pause for you to align everything perfectly. Every second you delay, you're losing opportunities that could have transformed your life. Think about the long-term impact of procrastination. Imagine a student delaying their studies until the night before an exam. They rush, stress, and barely scrape through. The same principle applies to life. When you postpone tasks or decisions, you end up settling for mediocre results, whether in your career, relationships, or personal development. But why do we procrastinate? Often it's fear of failure, fear of imperfection, or even fear of success. Sometimes it's a lack of clarity about where to start or feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of a task. However, the key to overcoming procrastination lies in action. Start small. Break down big tasks into manageable steps. Commit to working for just 5 minutes, and you'll often find the momentum to continue. Procrastination also erodes your confidence. Every time you put off something important, you reinforce the idea that you can't handle it. On the other hand, taking action, even imperfect action, builds self-trust and resilience. You begin to prove to yourself that you're capable of tackling challenges head-on. Think about the cost of procrastination. Dreams deferred often become dreams abandoned. Opportunities missed today may not return tomorrow. Relationships can suffer when you procrastinate communication or efforts to nurture them. And your own growth is stunted when you don't act on the plans and aspirations you hold dear. The time to start is now. Whatever it is, your fitness goals, that book you've been meaning to write, the skills you want to learn, don't wait. Begin today, no matter how small the first step seems. Over time, the power of consistent effort will compound, and you'll find yourself achieving things you once thought were out of reach. Remember, procrastination isn't just a thief of time, it's a thief of your potential. Take control of your moments and watch how your life transforms. Negativity is like a dark cloud that follows you, blocking the sunlight of opportunity and joy. Complaining, on the other hand, is the habit of verbalizing that negativity, anchoring you even deeper into a mindset of dissatisfaction. These behaviors might feel like a natural release or a way to vent frustrations, but in truth, they're holding you back from realizing your potential and happiness. When you complain, your brain begins to focus on problems instead of solutions. It becomes a reflex. Every challenge feels overwhelming, and every inconvenience seems monumental. This constant focus on what's wrong blinds you to what's right. For example, when you're stuck in traffic and complain about the delay, you miss the opportunity to enjoy a good song, reflect on your day, or even appreciate the simple privilege of having a vehicle. Negativity doesn't just affect your mindset, it's contagious. Your energy influences those around you. Think about the people you interact with daily. Would you rather inspire and uplift them, or bring them down with complaints? Nobody enjoys the company of someone who constantly focuses on what's wrong with the world. Over time, this behavior can strain relationships, isolate you, and create an environment where opportunities pass you by. One of the most damaging effects of negativity is its impact on your self-esteem and goals. When you constantly complain or think negatively, you condition yourself to believe that life is against you. This mindset can make you hesitant to try new things, take risks, or believe in your ability to overcome challenges. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where you expect the worst, and in doing so you create it. So how do you break free from the cycle of negativity and complaining? Start with gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. This practice rewires your brain to seek the good instead of the bad. Replace complaints with solutions. Instead of saying, "This is too hard," ask yourself, "How can I make this easier?" When you feel the urge to complain, pause and reflect. Does voicing this grievance serve a purpose, or is it just perpetuating a problem? Developing this self-awareness is key to changing your behavior. Finally, surround yourself with positivity. The people, content, and environments you immerse yourself in have a profound effect on your outlook. Seek out uplifting conversations, consume motivational media, and create spaces that inspire rather than drain you. Remember, negativity and complaining may feel like an outlet, but they're actually chains that keep you stuck. Let them go and embrace a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities and imperfections as stepping stones. Your life will become not just better, but brighter and more fulfilling. Comparison is one of the most toxic habits that can derail your personal growth and happiness. In a world saturated with social media and constant exposure to other people's lives, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring your worth against others. But let's be clear, comparison is a thief, not just of joy, but of motivation, self-esteem, and focus. When you compare yourself to others, you're often seeing a curated version of their lives. Social media is notorious for this. You see the highlights, the vacations, the promotions, the picture-perfect moments. What you don't see are the struggles, the failures, or the sacrifices they've made. Comparing your real unfiltered life to someone else's highlight reel is inherently unfair. It's like comparing a seed to a fully grown tree without acknowledging the years of growth that tree has undergone. Comparison also distracts you from your own journey. Imagine you're running a race. Instead of focusing on your own pace and progress, you keep looking to the lanes beside you, trying to match their speed. Not only does this slow you down, but it also increases the likelihood of stumbling. Life works the same way. When you're too busy watching others, you lose sight of your own path and the unique goals you're striving for. Another harmful effect of comparison is how it distorts your sense of self-worth. You might see someone excelling in an area where you struggle and think, "Why can't I do that?" But this perspective ignores your own strengths and accomplishments. Everyone has different talents, experiences, and timelines. What someone else achieves in 1 year might take you 5, and that's perfectly okay. What matters is not how fast you progress, but that you keep moving forward. To break free from the cycle of comparison, start by practicing self-awareness. Notice when and why you're comparing yourself to others. Is it triggered by social media, certain conversations, or specific situations. Once you identify the triggers, you can begin to manage them. Limit your exposure to environments that make you feel inadequate, and curate your social media feeds to include content that inspires and uplifts you. Focus on your own growth and achievements. Instead of asking, "How do I measure up?" ask, "How far have I come?" Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Create goals that are meaningful to you, not based on what others are doing. Remember, your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Lastly, practice gratitude and empathy. When you see someone else's success, instead of feeling envious, try to appreciate their journey. Recognize that their achievements don't diminish your own. In fact, they can serve as a source of inspiration, showing you what's possible. Your journey is yours alone, and it's beautiful in its own right. Embrace it, nurture it, and stop comparing it. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you'll find a sense of fulfillment that no comparison can ever take away. Holding grudges might feel justified at the moment, but in reality, it's like carrying a heavy weight on your shoulders. Every time you think about the person or event that hurt you, you're reopening wounds that should have healed. Over time, grudges not only rob you of your peace of mind, but also stunt your emotional and personal growth. Let's delve into why holding grudges is so detrimental, and how letting go can transform your life. When you hold a grudge, you're essentially giving someone else power over your emotions. Think about it, the person who hurt you might have moved on, oblivious to the turmoil you're experiencing, yet you're stuck in a loop of anger, resentment, and pain. This emotional baggage doesn't just affect your mental well-being, it can manifest physically as stress, fatigue, or even health issues, like high blood pressure. Grudges also distort your perspective. When you're consumed by resentment, it's hard to see the good in others, or even in yourself. You start projecting your negative feelings onto unrelated situations and people. Relationships suffer because your inability to forgive creates walls that prevent genuine connection. You might find yourself mistrusting others, or fearing vulnerability because of past hurts. But here's the truth. Forgiveness is not about letting someone off the hook for their actions. It's about freeing yourself. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is a gift you give yourself, a decision to prioritize your peace and well-being over your pride or sense of justice. Letting go doesn't mean you're condoning the behavior that hurt you. It means you're choosing not to let it control you anymore. Start by acknowledging your feelings. It's okay to feel hurt or angry, but don't let those emotions define you. Write them down, talk to a trusted friend, or seek professional help if needed. Processing your emotions is the first step toward releasing them. Next, shift your perspective. Try to understand the situation from the other person's point of view. This doesn't mean excusing their behavior, but empathy can often soften the edges of anger. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes, and sometimes people act out of their own pain or ignorance. Lastly, focus on the future, not the past. What can you do to move forward? How can you use this experience to grow stronger or wiser? Redirect the energy you've been using to hold on to resentment toward building something positive, whether it's improving yourself, nurturing other relationships, or pursuing personal goals. Remember, life is too short to carry the weight of grudges. Every moment spent in anger is a moment lost to joy and growth. By letting go, you're not only reclaiming your happiness, but also making room for love, peace, and fulfillment to flourish in your life. Choose forgiveness, not for them, but for you. Fear of failure is one of the most common barriers to personal and professional growth. It paralyzes your ability to take risks, try new things, and explore your full potential. It whispers doubts into your mind, telling you that it's better to stay in your comfort zone than to face the possibility of falling short. However, this fear is not just a roadblock, it's a teacher. When you understand and overcome it, you unlock the doors to limitless opportunities. Failure often carries a negative stigma, as if it's the final verdict on your worth or capabilities. But the truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a crucial part of the journey to success. Some of the world's greatest innovators, leaders, and creators, people like Thomas Edison, Oprah Winfrey, and Steve Jobs, faced numerous failures before achieving greatness. What sets them apart is their ability to view failure not as an endpoint, but as a stepping stone. Why are we so afraid of failure? Often it stems from perfectionism or a fear of judgment.
Society teaches us to equate failure with weakness or incompetence, and this belief becomes deeply ingrained. As a result, we avoid challenges where success isn't guaranteed. But consider this: every time you let fear dictate your choices, you're not just avoiding failure, you're also avoiding growth, learning, and success. Overcoming the fear of failure starts with reframing your mindset. Instead of seeing failure as a personal flaw, view it as feedback. Each setback provides valuable lessons about what works and what doesn't. For instance, if you start a new business and it doesn't succeed, you gain insights into the market, your strategy, and yourself. These lessons make you better prepared for the next attempt. It's also important to separate your identity from your outcomes. You are not your failures. Just because you didn't achieve a particular goal doesn't mean you're incapable or unworthy. Treat each experience as a chapter in your story, not the entire book. Start small to build your resilience against the fear of failure. Take calculated risks in areas where the stakes are low but the lessons are valuable. Gradually, as you gain confidence, you can tackle bigger challenges with a mindset of curiosity and growth. Visualization can also help. Picture yourself facing a potential failure. What's the worst that could happen? Often when you dissect your fears, you realize they're not as catastrophic as they seem. And even if the worst does happen, you'll survive, adapt, and grow. Finally, surround yourself with people who encourage and support you. Share your fears with them, and let them remind you of your strengths. Their perspective can help you see failure not as a threat, but as a necessary step in the process of achieving your dreams. Remember, the only true failure is not trying at all. Every attempt, every misstep, and every setback brings you closer to success. By embracing failure, you're not just taking a step forward, you're redefining what it means to succeed. Don't let fear hold you back. Use it as fuel to propel you toward the life you truly deserve.
Seeking validation from others is a behavior that can quietly erode your self-worth and independence. While it's natural to want approval or recognition from those around you, relying on external validation as your primary source of confidence and self-esteem is a dangerous trap. It places your happiness, identity, and decisions in the hands of others, making you a prisoner of their opinions. Why do we seek validation? Often it stems from a deep-seated desire to belong and feel valued. From childhood, many of us are conditioned to seek praise from parents, teachers, friends, or society at large. This reinforces the belief that our worth depends on external acknowledgement. Over time, we begin to shape our choices, personalities, and even dreams around what we think others expect of us. But here's the problem. No matter how hard you try, you can't please everyone. People have different perspectives, values, and biases. When you chase their approval, you're constantly adjusting yourself to fit their expectations, often at the cost of your own authenticity. Over time, this can lead to a sense of emptiness and frustration as you realize you've been living someone else's version of your life. The truth is, true validation must come from within. When you base your self-worth on your own values, achievements, and growth, you create a foundation that's unshakable. Instead of asking, "What will they think?" start asking, "What do I think?" This shift empowers you to make decisions that align with your goals and passions, not someone else's preferences. Breaking free from the need for validation begins with self-awareness. Notice when you're seeking approval. Are you posting on social media for likes or to share something meaningful? Are you saying yes to a task because you want to, or because you fear disappointing someone? Understanding your motivations is the first step to reclaiming your independence. Next, cultivate self-acceptance. Reflect on your strengths, values, and accomplishments. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and remind yourself that you are enough, without anyone else's endorsement. Building this inner confidence takes time, but every step strengthens your sense of self. It's also important to set boundaries. Learn to say no to demands or expectations that don't resonate with you. Remember, people-pleasing might earn temporary approval, but it often leads to resentment and burnout in the long run. Prioritize your needs and make decisions based on what feels right for you. Finally, surround yourself with people who genuinely support and respect you. True friends and loved ones encourage your growth and authenticity without demanding you conform to their expectations. Their support serves as a reminder that you don't need to seek approval from the world. The right people will value you for who you are. Living authentically is one of the most liberating experiences you can have. When you let go of the need for external validation, you gain the freedom to pursue your dreams, express your true self, and find joy in your own journey. Trust yourself, value yourself, and let the world see the confident, capable person you were always meant to be. One of the most common traps we fall into is living either in the past or the future. While reflection and planning have their place, dwelling too much on what has been or obsessing over what might be can rob us of the most important moment, the present. Living in the past or future isn't just unproductive, it's a form of self-sabotage that holds you back from truly experiencing life. When you live in the past, you're often consumed by regret, nostalgia, or unresolved pain. Maybe it's a mistake you made, a loss you endured, or an opportunity you missed. While it's natural to reflect on these moments, constantly replaying them in your mind only deepens the wounds. Regret is especially damaging because it creates a sense of helplessness. You can't change what happened, but you let it define your present and limit your future. Similarly, living in the future is no less harmful. Worrying about what could go wrong or fixating on what you hope to achieve can lead to anxiety and dissatisfaction. The more you focus on what hasn't happened yet, the more you miss what's happening right now. Even worse, you might find yourself stuck in a cycle of "I'll be happy when you get that promotion, lose that weight, or buy that house." This mindset places your happiness in a future that never arrives because you're always chasing the next milestone. The present moment is all we truly have, yet it's the one we often overlook. To live in the present, you must first cultivate awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. When you notice yourself drifting into the past or future, gently guide yourself back to the now. Meditation, journaling, or even simple mindfulness exercises like focusing on your breath can help you stay grounded. Practice gratitude for the present. Take a moment to appreciate the things you often take for granted: the warmth of the sun, the taste of your morning coffee, or the laughter of a loved one. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already here. Forgive the past and plan for the future, but don't let either consume you. Use the lessons of the past to grow wiser and the dreams of the future to inspire you, but always anchor yourself in the present. Engage fully with whatever you're doing, whether it's working on a project, spending time with friends, or simply relaxing. The more you practice being present, the more you'll discover the beauty in life's simplest moments. Letting go of the past and future doesn't mean ignoring them, it means acknowledging their role without letting them dominate your life. When you stop living in what was or what could be, you open yourself to what is. And that's where the magic of life truly happens. Live now, because this moment will never come again. Your health is the foundation upon which every other aspect of your life rests. Without it, your ability to pursue dreams, nurture relationships, and enjoy life diminishes significantly. Yet many of us neglect our physical, mental, and emotional well-being in the rush of daily responsibilities or in the pursuit of external success. Ignoring your health might seem harmless in the short term, but over time, it can lead to irreversible damage and a diminished quality of life. Physical health often takes the brunt of our neglect. Skipping meals, opting for processed food, avoiding exercise, and not getting enough sleep are common habits in today's fast-paced world. While it might seem like you're saving time or energy by cutting corners on your health, the truth is you're only borrowing against your future. Poor nutrition, lack of activity, and inadequate rest weaken your body, leaving it vulnerable to illness, fatigue, and chronic conditions. But health isn't just physical, it's also mental and emotional. Ignoring stress, bottling up emotions, or avoiding self-care can lead to burnout, anxiety, and depression. In a world that glorifies hustle and productivity, taking time for your mental health is often seen as a luxury. However, it's a necessity. A healthy mind is your most powerful tool for success and happiness. Why do we ignore our health? Often it's because we prioritize everything else, work, family, or social obligations over ourselves.
There's a belief that self-care is selfish, but the opposite is true. When you take care of yourself, you're better equipped to handle life's challenges and support those around you. You can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of your health doesn't require drastic changes or expensive solutions. It's about consistency and small, meaningful habits. Start by prioritizing movement, whether it's a daily walk, yoga, or hitting the gym. Regular physical activity boosts not just your body but also your mood and mind. Focus on nutrition. Fuel your body with wholesome, balanced meals that give you sustained energy and strength. Proper hydration and mindful eating can make a world of difference in how you feel and function. Don't underestimate the power of rest. Sleep isn't just a break from life. It's when your body repairs itself and your mind processes emotions. Make quality sleep a priority and you'll notice improvements in everything from energy levels to decision making. Mental and emotional health deserve just as much attention. Take time to relax, meditate, or engage in activities that bring you joy. Seek help when needed. Talk to friends, family, or professionals about what you're going through. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Lastly, health is a lifelong commitment. It's not about perfection but about making better choices, one step at a time. Every moment you invest in your well-being pays dividends in energy, resilience, and longevity. Your body and mind are your greatest assets. Treat them with the care and respect they deserve, and they'll carry you through life with strength and vitality. Don't wait for a wake-up call to prioritize your health. Start today, because a healthier you is a happier, more fulfilled you. Life is a journey of growth, transformation, and learning. Along the way, we face challenges, distractions, and habits that can either propel us forward or hold us back. Today, we've explored 7 behaviors that, if avoided, can pave the way to a better, brighter you. Remember, procrastination steals your potential, negativity clouds your vision, and comparison undermines your unique journey. Holding grudges chains you to the past, fear of failure limits your dreams, and seeking validation places your happiness in the hands of others. Living outside the present robs you of life's most precious moments, while neglecting your health weakens the very foundation of your existence. But here's the beauty of being human: every day is a new chance to choose differently. You have the power to break free from these habits and embrace a life filled with purpose, peace, and fulfillment. Let go of what no longer serves you, and step boldly into the version of yourself you aspire to be. Your journey won't be perfect, no one's is. But progress, no matter how small, is what matters most. Each step you take brings you closer to a life of balance, joy, and authenticity. So start now, start today, and watch as the world transforms around you when you begin to transform within. The better you is not just a dream, it's a decision. And that decision begins with the choices you make, moment by moment. Life is a series of choices, and the behaviors we adopt shape not only who we are, but also who we become. Today we've discussed 7 behaviors that, if avoided, can unlock doors to a better, more fulfilling life. These behaviors: procrastination, negativity, comparison, grudges, fear of failure, seeking validation, and neglecting health, are not just obstacles but chains that hold us back from our true potential. Breaking free from them isn't easy, but it is essential. Procrastination, for instance, steals our time and dreams. Each moment delayed is an opportunity lost, a step further from the goals that could transform our lives. Negativity and complaining blind us to the beauty around us, while comparison robs us of joy by making us forget the value of our unique journey. Holding grudges keeps us tied to the past, preventing the healing and peace we deserve. Fear of failure locks us in our comfort zones, and seeking validation places our self-worth in the hands of others. Ignoring health, the most vital asset we have, leaves us vulnerable to preventable struggles. But the good news is that change is always possible. Every day offers a fresh slate, a chance to let go of what doesn't serve us and embrace what will uplift us. Let's consider what life could look like if we made different choices. Imagine the satisfaction of finishing what you start, the positivity that comes from focusing on solutions, and the joy of appreciating your unique path without comparing it to others. Picture the lightness of forgiving those who've hurt you, and the freedom that comes with releasing the burden of resentment. Visualize a fearless version of yourself, someone who sees failure not as the end, but as a stepping stone to growth and success. Envision the confidence of knowing your worth is defined by you alone, not by anyone else's opinions. And finally, think about the strength, energy, and happiness that comes from taking care of your body, mind, and spirit. This journey toward a better you is not about drastic changes overnight, but about consistent, intentional steps. It's about pausing to reflect on your actions and realigning them with your goals. It's about celebrating small wins and learning from setbacks. Progress may be slow at times, but each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory worth cherishing. As we conclude, I want to leave you with this thought: your life is a reflection of your choices. The habits you cultivate today will shape your tomorrow. By avoiding these 7 behaviors, you're not just improving your own life, you're setting an example for those around you, inspiring them to make changes in their own lives. Remember, it's never too late to start. The path to a better you begins with a single decision to try. Embrace the journey, for it is in the process of striving for better that we discover our strength, resilience, and potential. Thank you, and here's to a life of growth, fulfillment, and endless possibilities. May you step forward with courage, live with purpose, and inspire others along the way. The best version of you is waiting. Take the first step and claim it today.